What was that Johnny Depp movie?
Transcendence.
Oh, fuck. That one.
It's the Extremist movie debate. And tonight we're talking 2018's Upgrade.
I'm Joe.
I'm Ethan. One of us is going to love it. One of us is going to hate it.
Let the coin decide their fate.
I hate it.
I love it. Hey guys, don't, I don't know, download yourself to our brain and then take over us because you're mad at us. Spoilers are ahead.
Hey guys, don't Transcendence us. This movie currently holds an 86% on RottenTomatoes.com.
Yeah.
Thank you for agreeing with me. Ethan, since you hate this movie, I'm going to talk a little bit slowly. Right? Okay.
How much time does he have?
Ethan, since you hate this movie...
This is what you guys were doing to me. I'm just throwing it back at you.
I mean, when you were half asleep.
I
didn't know the format of the show.
I knew all of that.
Ethan, since you hate this movie, this first question comes to you. This comes from Adam Graham of the Detroit News. Adam says, part Black Mirror, part Ex Machina, and part Hardcore Henry. Upgrade is a cuckoo science fiction horror pastiche that's smarter than it looks, but disguise its ambition with low-grade B-movie thrills. How well do you think they successfully blended this, kind of higher concept science fiction movie with, some campy B-side action? And what did you think of Baby Tom Hardy? You have 1 minute.
I've always liked Logan Marshall Green. He's a fine actor, friend of the show. I think that this movie is not great whatsoever. I think that this movie does look like garbage, and it is not high concept at all, unless you're talking about like very small synopsis high concept. This movie is essentially just I'm thinking of the episode of Black Mirror where the guy has like a chip put into his brain and they can record everything, and like that leads to the decline of all the relationships. Essentially, this movie is just a guy has something else taking control of his body and just runs with it so he can kill a couple of people, and that's like the big no-no of the movie. And then all of a sudden, whoops, the thing in his body takes over and is now just the thing in his body and pushes him back to the recesses, which also stole that from Get Out. You not only took Georgina from Get Out, but you also stole that from Get Out. So yeah, this movie doesn't really add anything to the conversation whatsoever, except that, oh, it's fun to kill some people. Let's watch them die in creative ways. Final Destination.
Nice. Joe, you have 30 seconds to respond.
I mean, not a whole lot of people die, and I mean, he murders one guy by like chopping half his head off, which is cool.
Yep.
But no, it is. It's like the campy B-movie horror thing, and it's not necessarily trying to like transcend the genre. It's not trying to do anything new. It's just trying to make a very entertaining, fun movie, which it does. Like it does that very well. It's a really fun movie to watch, and it's not trying to break new ground. It's just trying to have a good time.
All right, Ethan, you have 10 seconds to respond.
It's a fun movie to watch if you like excessive violence and you're a disgusting, human. Okay, great. So good. Then it's for you, but it's not for, the civilized people of America.
Excuse me? Joe, you have a final 10?
Yeah, no, it's just a great movie. And, I mean, it's like John Wick. John Wick wasn't trying to do anything new. He was just trying to make a really solid, entertaining movie, and this is what Upgrade
And
does.
that's your time. Thank you.
Hold on, can I jump in real fast?
No.
Well, Ethan said Logan Marshall Green was a friend of the show, and he shit all over the invitation.
Nope, that didn't happen. Listeners, viewers, go back and watch the Invitation episode.
Great movie.
Someone make an edit, rewind the tape, show if Ethan did in fact besmirch the good name of Logan Marshall Green.
I edit. It's not happening.
Star of Devil.
Oh, yeah.
What?
No, you're thinking of somebody else.
That's not a real
that
movie.
Wasn't him.
Devil starring...
That was John Bernthal.
No, that's not. Devil with...
it's John Bernthal, not Light then.
The M. Night Shyamalan.
Oh.
That's Logan Marshall Green in that.
He's not in that movie.
No.
He's in that movie.
No, are you talking about the cop?
Joe, this next question is for you. This comes
that
from
movie was
Charles
called
Bromisco
Elevator.
of The Guardian.
That was a good one.
Charles says, how do you say this director's name?
Lee Wannell?
Wannell?
I mean, I don't know how to pronounce. I always said Lee Wannell.
Okay. While Wannell wrestles with warring desires to fret over the inevitable techno-oblivion towards which we're currently hurtling, or have a laugh about it all, that conflict manifests in a disappointing tonal clash.
Okay.
We are in a society, we are now slowly pushing AI and, like robotics and everything. Do you think there is danger in promoting a movie that is so pro technology and AI and we're leading to Skynet? Or do you think it just can't be fun that people just kind of, see the B side of it? You have, like, the campy B side. You have 1 minute.
Well, this movie's a cautionary tale. I mean, it's not glorifying like technology, and it's not pushing that agenda at all. This is actually telling us the dangers of it, and that's kind of what I found so fascinating about this movie, and kind of like the time we live in now with like with a series like Black Mirror, is when you look back at like 2001: A Space Odyssey. That's a movie where they should not have defeated Hal. Like Hal should have won. But like the human spirit triumphed, and they beat Hal, and they like humans win, and that's kind of the story that we've gotten up until about now. In a movie like Upgrades, like no, like humans aren't gonna win. There's no way humans can win because machines are actually better at every single thing that we try to do. So no, it's a cautionary tale, and I think that's what's so intriguing about the whole movie and compelling.
Okay, cool. Ethan, you have 30 seconds to respond.
Go watch Westworld then, a show with an interesting aesthetic. This
We
movie,
are a movie debate show.
I'm just saying, if that's what piques your interest, there's a
Cinema.
better version of it out there. This movie is essentially just a copy of the RoboCop remake, and whereas RoboCop is part man, part machine, all cop, this is part man, part machine, all mediocre mechanic. This is a movie about a guy who likes to work with his hands and forsakes all technology, who ends up getting overtaken by technology. It's not interesting. Essentially, it's RoboCop without Michael Keaton.
Thank you, Ethan. Joe, you have 10 seconds to respond.
It's not RoboCop without Michael Keaton because he's not a cop, and his
the
intention to put the thing like the machine was not to make him a better cop. It was to essentially make him walk again.
Thanks, Joe. Ethan, you have a final 10 seconds.
Kind of like RoboCop.
No,
where
not like
he
RoboCop.
loses control of his body and has to get resurrected as part machine.
No.
Okay,
No?
well,
No?
how
I mean, the difference is
I bought that RoboCop movie.
bodysuit versus
Hey,
chip
hey,
in
hey,
the spine.
hey, hey.
Dollar
Boys,
Tree
gentlemen,
had it for
Joe.
$1.
You own the RoboCop remake?
do now.
Is it still good?
I haven't. I bought it today.
Flawless movie.
Bought it today.
I
Gary
really lost
Oldman's
control of
best.
this one. I got Larry.
I'd say it's
Holden.
worth $1. Yeah.
You guys have 2.5 minutes to discuss
Without a
and go.
doubt.
Upgrade's a really fun movie. and I
Nah,
mean,
fuck it.
and
Let's
no,
talk
I
about
get
the
it.
RoboCop
I get how
remake.
I get how you could call it derivative. And I'm not gonna say it's an homage to those movies.
No,
but
it's a copycat
But
of
it's
those
no.
movies.
It's borrowing very used and old tropes
Yeah.
that we've seen over and over again. So it's not an homage to anything. It's just taking the normal tropes like a B movie would do. Like that guy said, whatever the fuck his name, Adam. Like he said in his review, it's just taking the tropes and just recycling them like a B movie would. And that's essentially what this
So
movie is.
it's okay to aim below the bar. It's okay to come in as mediocre. If you're gonna talk about how this movie like adds things as a cautionary tale about technology,
It
how
does,
about
though.
it adds something to the conversation instead of
does.
just I'm gonna do what everybody else has already done
but it's
and already done
recycling
better.
that because we're already seeing like Adam said in his review, Ex Machina. We've already seen the machine. Adrian, we've already seen. Oh, fuck you. We've already seen the machine triumph over man. We've already seen that trend. We've seen that wave crest.
So watch
and
Ex Machina
the tide
instead.
have turned. No, go ahead and
So
watch
don't
that.
make this movie.
But this is the thing.
Instead, you have a movie that's
movie,
basically
Ethan,
Death Wish.
No. Yeah, that's
with
what I'm
an
saying.
idea
it's
of Ex
taking all
Machina.
these different ideas that we've seen before and essentially just hodgepodging them together like Tarantino does. It doesn't have the same aesthetic as a Tarantino
See,
movie.
Tarantino
but
though
it does have,
takes absolute
it's
garbage
taking-
and he makes it above.
No, but it's
he
taking all of these
elevates
different
it. This
elements
movie
of
is
genres.
actually taking
This is a hodgepodge
good movies
of
and making it
Frankenstein
worse,
of a genre
or,
movie,
as you're
which
also
makes
saying,
it a lot
bad
of fun.
movies and
like
making
that's
them
the
still
fun of
bad.
it. Is it's making a B movie with that aesthetic, and it's taking these high concepts and
It's making a B
B
movie with a B movie aesthetic. Like what point
I'm
are
not-
you getting at? Are
what?
you saying it's a B movie,
No.
or are you saying it's high concept art like Ex Machina?
I'm saying it's taking high concept ideas and putting it into the B movie format. If you were actually listening to me, you would have heard me say that. But instead, you already have these buzzwords like Marco Rubio. You're a goddamn machine with these buzzwords, and as soon as you get thrown off of it,
damn it,
you
I
just
love
start
Marco Rubio.
repeating those buzzwords
I
again.
prefer Sarah Huckabee Sanders with that one.
So basically, this movie
Beautiful
is taking these
Smokey.
high concept tropes that we've seen over and over again and is just making it into a B movie action movie. Like we haven't seen this kind of idea as an action movie. Unless you want to try to argue RoboCop, which I would, because
I would argue both
because
RoboCops. Also, RoboCop 2 and RoboCop 3.
Because RoboCop is a good, like again, man triumphing over machine.
I would argue
And on top
one
of
scene
that-
in the
And
Matrix.
I just looked it up. Logan Marshall Green is in fact the star of Devil.
Oh, I think he's the star. He's that
He's-
guy who looks
The
like John
star was
Bernthal.
the elevator.
No,
The star was M. Night Shyamalan.
they,
as
they,
the elevator.
They Woody Allen the elevator. The elevator was a character in of itself.
Yeah, voiced by M. Night Shyamalan.
What do you guys really think?
I thoroughly enjoyed this movie quite a bit.
Yeah, it's so much fun.
Much better than I thought it would be. Very surprised.
Is
happily
it gory?
surprised. Not that bad.
Because
It's gory.
Like there are shots that are disgusting, but those shots last for like half a second.
Do you see like
It's like
bones
green room.
breaking
He's
and
going
stuff?
with the green room thing.
I guess maybe. But like,
do you see like bones breaking and whatnot?
not really. Like it's
no.
a lot. It's a lot of people getting slapped around and shit. And then like there's one moment where all of a sudden like a guy gets half his head cut off, and it's like split second you see
Really
that,
cool, though.
and then the rest of it's just him laying in a pool of blood.
Okay, I'll go see it then.
It's
Yeah,
actually
it's not
less. There's less.
disgusting.
Yeah, there's less action than I was expecting based on the
Yeah.
trailer.
A lot of the negative reviews were like the trailer said it was an action movie, and there wasn't a lot of action. It was slow
No,
paced.
there's
there-
a lot of action. It's just
And there's
there's
a-
more
yeah.
story than you thought there would be.
Well, no, it's like when it started, I was like, and they kill his wife at the very beginning.
Spoilers.
Spoilers. Well, I mean, it's in the first act that happens.
in the trailer.
But yeah, basically, like when that happened, I was
thought
like,
it was his
I was like,
daughter.
oh, this is just gonna be like sci-fi John Wick.
pretty much.
But there was like as the movie went on, I was like, oh no, there's way more to this movie than I was expecting. And like Ethan said, I mean, it's all recycled stuff.
Yeah, it's
But it's put together in such a way that is a really entertaining and solid movie.
all the twists in the end, like you totally see coming, but it doesn't make it any less like valid or an interesting commentary.
I didn't see the final twist coming.
Really?
I know.
No, it's okay.
I get
Does
it.
Logan Michael Green snap his fingers and half
I guess
the bad
no.
guys
No,
just
to be
disappear?
fair, I didn't see the final twist coming. I saw the kid twist coming from
Kid
a mile
twist.
away.
What's the
Okay.
kid twist?
You,
No,
I don't
yeah,
need
yeah,
to
we
ruin
don't
the
need to
movie
say
from
it.
everybody.
Come on, let's
It's
spoil.
not gonna
Let's
affect.
spoil the final 30 seconds.
Yeah,
of this
it's not gonna. I don't want to affect anybody's. It's not going to change the review at all of it. So,
Yeah, let's get so final thoughts. Anything that you guys wanted to say but didn't say?
You know what? If you can get it for cheap, go watch this movie. It's not bad at all.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a fun one. I would give this movie.
Hey, what would you
It
guys
has
rate
really
the-
cool camera work. I want to say
Okay,
that too.
Talk about
I actually- I really-
Really great steady cam and really cool. Like there's, I don't know what they rig them up to the body and it moves with the body every time like stem controls.
When it did like the Dutch angle,
Yeah.
like the very quick Dutch angles, yeah.
But it's like it follows him in frame. You know, it's kind of like the Aronofsky people running down an alley and
What?
the person's in frame all the time. But it's like it does that every time stem takes over, which is kind of fun.
I also really enjoyed that first fight scene when Stem takes over and he's like freaking out while he's good
Good
job
on him.
on Logan Marshall
Yeah.
Green.
Baby Tom Hardy?
It made me like him.
He's his own person.
Not Baby Tom
I
Hardy.
always called him Discount Tom Hardy, but this movie made me like him a lot.
No, and like he does a really good job in it.
He
and
is
he's
fantastic.
I think probably the only actor they really paid to be in this movie, and it was money well
Oh my God,
spent.
yeah, I do want to keep talking about this movie. This movie had to be made on a shoestring budget. I'm
Well, it's
sorry.
Jason
All right, we need
I know.
we need to wrap it up, guys.
Jason
Uh,
Bourne.
But this
what would
movie
you-
looks great.
No, it does.
Cool.
Like I know
great.
that everything
Why
is
the
all
hell,
covered
dude?
in cardboard with lights behind it, made to look good, but fuck, they pull it off. It looks really
No, and like the
wonderful.
CGI looks good in it.
Okay, I'll stop. It's fun.
No,
It's
keep
good.
talking.
Go
I'm just
see
looking
it.
at the time.
That's fine.
No,
Jeff.
it-
Oh, it's only 13. I thought it was 17 minutes.
I give this movie a 7 out of 10. No thunder.
Yeah, 7 out of 10, nothing.
Like
Okay.
it's a lot of fun, but it like Ethan yammered on
Yeah.
about. It's recycled stuff.
I was interested. I was
fun new characters.
I was interested in hearing Ethan talk about the camera work till you jumped in like a goddamn
What are you
maniac.
talking about? You're the one that jumped in and said,
Stop looking at me. Look at the
you,
camera.
You jumped in and said, let's cut it down.
It does some interesting stuff with the camera work. I thought some of the characters were unique and interesting. The tech.
The mom.
The mom sucked, I thought, in this movie. But the hacker he goes to and the kid
Oh, yeah.
genius, I thought they were both really cool. Characters.
Genius? Who are they?
The tech kid,
Oh.
the Mark Zuckerberg of the movie.
Got it,
Like I
yeah.
feel like those are characters
He's
that
a
you
young
don't
adult.
really see that much, and
He's
especially in
30
the
years
end when
old.
like well, fuck it.
All right,
yeah.
where can we find us?
What?
Extremist movie debate at pantspending.com.
That's not what it is.
EMD.pantspending.artificialwood.pantspending.com doesn't exist anymore. Instagram,
No, it
Twitter,
exists.
Facebook.
It exists.
Mostly
It
just
exists.
message us on Facebook.
Guys, find us on Facebook.
Twitter, Instagram.
We're not on those anymore.
Yeah,
I
we
took them-
definitely
I
are.
took
I'm
them
still
down.
updating them.
I took them down.
No,
Well, I smashed my phone earlier. That takes them out, right?
That's how technology works. Thanks, upgrade.
Good night, guys.